Welcome back. Our final community conversation today is with Aleen Cary, the co-executive director of Cultivate Charlottesville. Appreciate you spending a few pre-holiday minutes with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Share a little bit about your organization for us and the connection you have with C3.
Well, we are a nonprofit and we work with youth here in Charlottesville and community members on our food system. So we have gardens at the city schools, we have a few community gardens, and then we work with city council and other nonprofits like C3 on food justice and adjacent matters.
This may be an obvious question, but why is the work that you guys do important to our region?
In Charlottesville, as in many places, food access is a big thing. We talked a lot about it during pandemic, and for some folks that was a big issue beforehand, especially food security, as well as now. The numbers are not back down to where they were before COVID as far as food insecurity. So anything that makes our food system more equitable and more accessible for all is very important.
Not only they're not back down, but I think in some cases they're even greater for some families.
Yes, and again, as we think of the pandemic being over, we need to realize that everything that was going on during the pandemic is not over. It's not just about the COVID vaccine or the COVID illness itself. There were a lot of things that happened during that time with folks losing their access to food.
When it comes to food in our community, you know, we see a lot of different images of different communities. What do you think would be the most, or one of the most surprising things for folks watching out there about the food situation for people who live amongst us?
I think that just the way we don't think maybe in our daily lives about the way the city is even set up. So as I mentioned, C3 is one of our core partners. We work with a lot of different aspects of the city as well. So we talk to the transportation department. You might not think about the fact that if you don't have your own transportation and you have to use the bus to get food, can you get to your preferred grocery, get the food that you want, and get back home, let's say, without it melting or something like that. So just the way many things impact food, it's not just having the food access, it's about climate, it's about transportation, it's about education. There are so many overlapping issues to making sure that people have what they need for food.
What about the community getting involved? Are there opportunities for that?
Always, always. We love to have volunteers come to help us in the gardens. Of course, right now, as the gardens have been put to sleep, you know, we don't have a ton going on out there, but we always have opportunities for folks to come to either neighborhood gardens or school gardens. And next month, also next year, is going to be the 10th anniversary for one of our most important programs in the schools, which is called Harvest of the Month. So on the first Thursday of each month, we introduce some kind of fruit or vegetable for all the students in the city schools to try. Last month, we had broccoli. Surprising number of kids love broccoli. I love broccoli, so I was fine with that. But we had Brussels sprouts. We've done things like mushrooms, radishes, apples, things that are grown locally. So I did have a student ask for bananas, and we won't have bananas for him. He's really upset. But hopefully he will love what we have in the next year.
Spectacular. Really appreciate A, coming in, B, what you do for the community.
Thank you so much.
And happy holidays.
Same to you.
Aaron?